What's up, crew? Welcome to Ohio. Let's get back to the truck and we'll have a quick chat. So I just finished up at the bank and signed and purchased a new plot of land here in Ohio. I know it's been about 3 months since I left Frankenmuth, and I just made it one state down. I didn't get very far. But we've got one thing left to do before we head up to the farm, and that is I need to stop off at the post office and get everything squared away there. But this is going to be a homestead challenge. I know what I did wrong in Frankenmuth. I tried doing too much, too big, too quick. So we're going to scale that down, and we're going to go back to the basics and start out small and hopefully work up to that. So let's go ahead and jump in the truck and let's head over to the post office. It's right over here on the right, over here back behind the fire department right there. So we're going to go ahead and get started and head over that way. And then I just need to get my change of address and everything set up for here. They have parking back here, but I think that's for employee parking. So let's drive around to the front and see if there's parking up here. You know what? Maybe we are supposed to park back there, but I'm only going to be in there for a few seconds, so let's go ahead and just park right here for now, and I'm sure they'll tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to go in here and get this taken care of, and I'll be right back with you guys in just a moment. Alright, we got all that taken care of and whatnot. Now, we're in Sharon City, Ohio. Nice little town. Much smaller than Frankenmuth. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a small setup. I actually purchased 10 acres of land, and we'll head up over to there momentarily, but I want to kind of just drive around town real quick and get the feel for town and kind of see where everything's at that I need to know where it's at. My 10 acres of land I bought from a gentleman named Crust2, and what's interesting about this gentleman and this land that I bought from, he had, what do you call them? Just lost my train of thought. Well, there's criteria that I have to meet in order to purchase this land. I said I would do it, so I purchased the land. Basically, it's a homestead challenge. He wants to see what somebody can do with 10 acres of land with requirements that they have to meet along the way. So that's what we're going to be shooting for. And when we get to the farm, I'll pull out the list and I'll show you guys what we need. But looks like right here we've got a John Deere dealership. Now, I've been a mass supporter of Massey, so I haven't really used John Deere. They're expensive, and a lot of times you can't work on them yourself. So that's why I say they're even more expensive than a regular tractor. But they are the American brand that started it all. So without them, I guess these other companies wouldn't really be at the mass production that it is. So I guess I'm going to have to learn to like a John Deere. I don't know how well that'll work, but we'll see. So driving up this way, we saw the dealership. Looks like there's a farm over there on the left, and this is the first gas station that I've seen here on the right. Looks like an old, proper, classic gas station. So that might be where we need to go to get gas. Looks like there might be a little market or something there, a little shop next to it. The only thing that I haven't found yet is the animal dealer driving into town. Then again, I just came from the little city block area. Ooh, missed that pothole. That was close. But I haven't found the animal dealer yet, so that's kind of what I'm looking for, because I am going to have some animals as well. So we'll need to know where that's at, 'cause we'll need to go get feed from them and stuff like that for this first year, because we can't plant anything. It's January. Oh, there's the animal dealer. It's right there in front of us. Alright, cool. So everything isn't really all that far. Well, the bus is gonna stop. You don't have a stop sign, buddy, but I'll go. Everything is fairly close to our farm, which is a plus. So on this land, we have absolutely nothing on it. It is a 10-acre plot of land that is just straight up meadow grass in it. There's no fields on it. It's just a 10-acre plot. So some of the things that we have to do right away is, as a requirement of this challenge set up by Crestu, is we have to put down a house, we have to put down a shed, a bell storage, a little market, and a like solar source of some sort to power the farm. Those are prerequisite that we have to put down before we start the challenge, but we have to utilize the money that we have. And I sold the farm to West for $500,000, and that was the starting amount of money that I had here before I purchased the plot of land. So our land is right here. We'll turn in right here to this little driveway here, and yeah, so our plot of land goes out towards those trees. It doesn't quite make it to the trees, but it goes out that way. And then there was a road entry point that we passed over here on this side. That road and just a little bit past that road is also our plot of land. So right just before that field is our plot of land. And then back here we have this hillside. There's a slight hill in the land, but go down to the bottom of the hill and there'll be a little space before that next field that's right out over there, and we go just up to that spot, just towards the down part of that hill that we get as our land. And this is our plot. This is what we got to see what we can do to make it work. So we're gonna get back up here to the truck, and I'm going to pull out the list of stuff that we've got to do for year one after we get those items put down. So year one of the challenge, we're alone. We can't hire any AI workers. We need to get 2 pallets of eggs, 1 pallet of honey, 5 pallets of strawberries, 5 pallets of lettuce, 5 pallets of tomatoes, 2,000 liters of milk, either cow or goat, and 2 beef cattle at least 8 months old that we have to grow from 0 months. So that's our first part of the challenge for this year. Now, like I said, we can't hire any AI workers. We can do contracts, but we have to do it with our own equipment. We can't borrow any. We can't lease any equipment. So that's where the challenge lies for the first year. This is actually a 3-year challenge, so it's going to go over the course of 3 years. So this is just the requirements for the first year to get through. So I think I can do year 1. Year 2 is going to be tricky, and year 3 is going to be really hard to achieve. So we're going to do our best to try and make it through to those. So let's go ahead and jump into the build mode, and we're going to first lay our house down, and we're basically going to put a single house in. This house looks really familiar to what I had in Frankenmuth when I first got there. So, must just be the time frame. A lot of houses get built around the same time frame. They look the same. So, that's what we're going to go with. So, that's where that's going to go there. Next, we need, what was it? A shed of some sort. And a lot of these sheds are really kind of pricey. And I'm not looking for anything too big or too special. So yeah, this one right here looks like it'll work. Now, let's see if I can get that any lower. So, continues going up in price because of the way the ground is. 25.50. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with right there. We're going to put that behind the house as a little storage area for us to get to. And then we also need a bell and pallet storage. Now, there's one that I used on a regular playthrough that I was playing on my own with some friends. That was from Black Sheep Modding. Let's see, where is it? There it is. It's the old storage shed. I really like the way that it works. I'm actually using it on my Amazing Lou Farms series. So, let's see if we can put that over here. Nope. Alright, so it's going to have to go on this side of the house. Now, the question is, how close can I get it? Yeah, about right there is going to be probably as close as I'm going to get it. So, we're going to go and set that down right there. And, let's see, next we need... Oh, I forgot earlier. We also need to get a silo in as well. So, not one that's overly unrealistic with what it will hold. It's a small Homestead. So, we're going to go with this one here. It holds 24,000 liters. I think that's realistic to a small area. So, I'm going to put it over here behind the pallet storage. And close to where our equipment is stored. Because I think that's fairly realistic to where it would be. So let's see how close we can get it. That's about as close as we can. So I think we'll put it right there. Cool. And then, let's see. What else do I need? We've got the house. We've got the shed. We've got the pallet storage. We've got that. Oh, we need to put in a selling point by the road of some sort. So since we kind of have this little road that cuts into our property, and we own a little bit of land on the other side of it, I'm going to put it over here. That way it's not on the farm, but it's on my property. And this is going to be the main and only place that we can sell our goods at. It kind of deformed the ground a little bit, so we're going to try and slope that or soften it to make it a little bit easier to get in and out of that parking lot. But yeah, that's going to be our main area that we sell everything at, is in that spot there. So we got that down. I think that is everything. Eventually I'll paint it and whatnot, but everything costs money to do that since I'm on console. So I'm not going to worry about making things look pretty right now. That'll be something that we do in the downtime. I'm going to go ahead and take the straw out of that effect. So, alright, so we've got the shed, we've got the house. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I need to put in some sort of generator as well. So let me go ahead and put in... we'll just go with this one here. It's 11,400, and it can get us potentially up to just under $1,000. Put it over here by the shed. I may end up moving it later depending on where things lie out, because I may have to extend that road out a little bit. But for right now, that'll work there. So, in addition to that, I think this is a nice little setup to start with. We've got all of our required items done. We're at $315,529 left. So that is our money to do with what we please. That's going to be for our equipment and anything else that we see that we need. We can do whatever we want with that. Now, one of the first things that I want to do is we need to set up a greenhouse. In order to set up a greenhouse, we need to have a water source. So, we're going to use a water source here of a well. I really like the way this looks. I've used it a couple of times. But we're going to put that right here on the corner, right as soon as we walk in. That way it's close to the house. In case we need any water in the house, it'll be easy to plumb to type thing. Now, a greenhouse, I don't want anything super big to start off with. I don't think I need one this year that's super big. We may cut into one bigger come year 2 and year 3 because we're going to have to due to what we need to produce. But for this first year, I don't think we need to really worry about that too much. So I have this greenhouse here. It's $400. It's a very small greenhouse that we can put in, and I think it'll fit right here in between the house and the road. So we're going to put that right here. Or, I don't know, do I want it towards the main road, or do I want it like right up against this road? I think we're going to do right up against this road. So, it cost $405, so a little bit of modification to that. So let's go ahead and come over here and let's open these doors. And I like how when you open these doors, it takes them and it puts them on the side of the building. So inside this greenhouse, we can do our standard crops, standard base game crops, nothing too overpowering or anything like that. So now the big thing is just getting water from the well over to there. So we need to get a trailer. Eventually we will get something that we can plumb over to it where it will automatically feed it water. But yeah, I think we're set up pretty good now. All that's left to do is go visit that John Deere dealership. But up here you can see as an overview, this is where our plot of land is. We don't own the field around it, just the middle part of this plot. This is our land. So, but yeah, as I was saying, I think the only thing that's left is to go up to the dealership. Now, I'm wondering if we can cut this grass. Because if we can, that would be a great food source to begin with without having any food, to where I wouldn't have to buy any bells for the cows. So, maybe we'll look at that when we get up to the dealer. But before we can do any of that, we're going to head up to the dealer. We've got to figure out a tractor. And I'm not a big fan, like I said, of John Deere. But they're expensive, generally. But I don't need a super large, big tractor like I've had previously. Going past this car is going a little slow. So I'm looking at a smaller tractor for now, and then we can upgrade to a bigger tractor later on down the road. Oh, hey, look, there's a Ducky's here. So there's a restaurant and a gas station just down from the farm. That's perfect. And then right here's where we were at earlier, so you kind of get an idea where we're at on the map itself. So we don't need a large tractor. We may upgrade to a larger tractor later, but for now we just need a small tractor that has a lot of horsepower, because I want it to be able to potentially pull a beller if I get a beller, or we want it to be powerful enough to pull a decent sized seeder, or a plow type thing. So I'm not looking for anything less than, I'd say, 100 horsepower. I wanted to have it bare minimum 100. So we'll have to see what they have up here. They've got a whole line of tractors up front. They've got some harvesters out here, or some combine harvesters and whatnot. So let's go ahead and pull up here and see about going in and talking to them here in just a moment. Yep, let's go see what we can get. Alright, so I spoke to Cole. He's the owner of the dealership here. And he said, within my price range and meeting my requirements for a small farm is this one here, which is the 3650 John Deere. And then this is one here is the smallest of the 6 series. It's a 610. And it's nice and compact. It seems like it would be something that would work well on the farm. Whereas this is a standard 6R, which you can see that's a little bit bigger, longer. And then they just go up from there. That's a 7, that's an 8. This one's a 9. I don't think we'll ever need one that size, especially on this tiny homestead that we're going to be doing. So I think it really boils down to these two down here. And I think this one here, the smaller, stubbier one, let's go ahead and jump inside that and take a look at it here in a moment. I think this one, because it's smaller, is going to be better for me. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at it. It's really compact. It's not as long as the other one, so it'll make it easier to get into tighter spaces. Yeah, interior in here looks great, and looks like it would be a comfortable fill for it. So yeah, I think that's going to be the one that we're going to go with, is that 610M John Deere right there. So let's run in and talk to Cole and tell him that that's what I want, and see how much it's going to cost. That's the other big thing. So I got to be careful on what I spend, because I can only spend so much. So let's run in here. Alright, so bad news on this 6M series John Deere. He's only got 140 horsepower when he doesn't have 130. So it's automatically going to be plus 5,000. We could do a front loader attachment to it, but that's going to add more money to it. I think if we need it later on, we can get that. We'll just get this one at 114,500 for that one. We'll go ahead and pull the trigger and get that one there. Next, what we need to look at is mowers, and I'm sitting here looking through the catalog, and what he recommends is this RDMR 300. It's a 3.4 meter mower, and he says that it should work really well for the farm. It's only $4,100, and it only requires 100 horsepower to pull. So we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Water trailers. Now we need this for the greenhouse. There is this wood trailer. It's only $800, and it'll do water and milk, which are the two main things that I'm going to need. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll try it. I don't know. I've never used it before, and I've heard some things about with it being wood, that the wood rots really easily, especially because it's a water trailer, that it potentially could mess up. So we have a little bit of money left, $195,000. So let's go ahead and look at the plows. Cole recommends this LH10. It is a 2.4 meter plow, and it only requires 90 horsepower to pull. Ideally would like something a little bit bigger, maybe 3 meters or 3.5 meters, since we are on a small farm. But for 2,500, it'll get us started. We can always worry about upgrading our equipment after we make a little bit of money. But right now we don't have a lot of money, so I think we'll go ahead and pull the trigger and get that as well. So we got all of that stuff. We got ourselves a tractor. We got ourselves a lawnmower or a mower. We got the trailer, and we got the plow. We have $192,724 left to our name. I did speak with Cole about potentially leaving my truck up here. Since we got the tractor, we got to take all that stuff back to the farm. He said, not a problem. The only thing is I can't leave it parked there because I'm parked the wrong way. I'm like, well, if you paint some lines down, I would park correctly. But he told me to go ahead and pull it up over here by these crates, and we can leave it there for now. That way it doesn't interrupt his business. So, no problem. Not at all. I can do that. And I think the big thing now is just getting all of this stuff over to the farm. So let's jump in here, and let's go ahead and start this tractor up. Oh yeah, I like how that sounds. So yeah, I'm going to get all this stuff over to the farm, and I'll meet back up with you guys in a moment. Alright guys, so we ran into a problem. That wood trailer, it wouldn't hold water, so I had to take it back to Cole and ask him to take it back, and I ended up spending a little bit more money in getting this trailer here, and just want to make sure it's working. He gave me the trigger, so it looks like it is working. So I'm going to go and fill up the greenhouse, and I'll be back with you. Alright, so I'm back at the farm, and we got the greenhouse completely filled with water using the new trailer that we got, which is this one here, the ABI. And the greenhouse itself, as you can see here, it is full of water. I got 10,000 liters of water in it. So let's go ahead and turn on our productions for the lettuce, the strawberries, and the tomatoes, because I need 5 pallets of each of those. And I want to kind of track how much this greenhouse produces through the year. And that way I can kind of write it down to know for future reference on what I'm going to need. So let's see, it's 1 for 1, and that's about 1,000 cycles. This one is 1 for 2, about 1,000 cycles as well for that. And then we have the lettuce, that is 1 for 1, and it's just over 1,000 cycles. So we should get approximately a pallet a month from all 3 of those. So that's a plus. Then over here is where I put the mower and the plow. Now I'm really curious to see if we can mow this grass, especially over in this area over here first, because that's where I want to put my animal pens, is along that back road. So let's go ahead and get in the tractor and get hooked up to this mower, and we'll see if we get lucky and we get to utilize this grass. If not, that's okay. I just want to try and see what we can get out of it. It'll be a lifesaver if we can, because then we don't have to spend as much on food. We'll have some grass that's already cut that we can feed to the animals and whatnot. So I think what we'll do is we'll go out onto the main road, and then we'll turn in on that other road that comes in on our property, because it's going to be closer to where I want to put the animals, and also so you guys can see where that road is in conjunction with the main road. So there's the little shop that I put in there, and then we can turn right here, and our property is there. We're back on our property now. So we're gonna get over here. We're gonna try this mower out. I want to leave a little bit of grass on the side and also behind it. That way there's a little bit of a grass barrier around my area anyways. And so let's get this lowered and get it turned on and get going. So it is working. That is amazing. That's going to be so helpful for us. It's going to get us grass for feed. So we don't necessarily, we may not, depending on how much we get, we may not need to get a grass field planted because we'll have food based off this. However, that also depends on how much we get, because I would like to try and get enough food to last for the entire 3-year challenge off that, and I don't know if this will do that or not, especially since I plan on using TMR. So we're gonna just do a small outline. I think that's gonna be big enough for where I want to put the animal pen once we get around and we get it fully connected as a circle or oval, whatever you want to call what we're making. I will pull up the build mode and take a look at the cow barn that I want to put in. I do have planned for 2 different cow barns, one for the beef cattle and one for the dairy cattle. However, I think for this first year, I'm going to put them all in one. So it definitely works, and that is awesome. So we got this little area cut out for us. Looks like it's going to be a decent amount that we get as well, especially if we mow the entire lot versus just this little small area that I'm starting with. So let's get over here to the end and we'll go jump into build mode. We'll take a look at the cow barn that I want to put in. So right over here, right here should be good. And let's go ahead and jump into the construction mode. And the cow barn that I'm going for, it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $89,000, plus it's going to be a little bit more because of this being on a slope down on the hill. But this is the one that I want to go with because it'll hold up to 25 cows. So it'll hold the dairy cows for me and the beef cattle with no problem for that first year. Now the question is just where do I want it? Kind of want it on that corner. Let's see if we move up and whatnot. Is there any spot that's flat that we get it really cheap? Yeah, but it's up by the other stuff. So I think we're going to put it right over here somewhere in this area. I think this is ideal for where I'm going to want it. Is about in that spot. Oh, I forgot earlier when we're going over what we needed to put in. I have to produce honey. And honey in this game does not come out near as fast as it did on 22. So I need to get some beehives down ASAP and get those going so we can start producing honey. So why don't we go ahead and put those in now. And I think I'm going to put them just on the other side of this road. That way they're, again, not in intruding on the farm itself, but they're still on the property. And I think we're going to put 4. Let's go ahead and put 4 down. So we got that first one. I want to get these in a straight line if I can. So we're going to get this as close as we can. Right there. So that's 2. Let's go ahead and put in 2 more. There's 3, and the last one right here. They also, every time I place them, it's saying that there's no honey pellet spawn available. That's an extra $200. So we're going to put that up here, and I'm thinking I want it near our storage area. Now, I was thinking over here, but thinking about it, that would be a real pain to try and pick up those pallets. So I think over here in the front, right next to our pallet storage, would be okay to put. So we're going to put it right there. That's good enough for me. So we got our 4 bee hives in. We got this area cut. And we got the spawn point for the pallets over here. So I guess next what we can do is we'll put on not really a time lapse because it's not sped up very fast. It is sped up a little bit, or I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and when I go to edit, we're going to throw on some tunes and let you guys enjoy the mowing. And we're going to get this little area that I started. We're going to go get everything in the middle here cut and get it going. So let's jump back in the tractor and look at getting the radio turned on. Let's see, the radio is right over here. So, okay. We're going to go ahead and get this squared up, get the radio on, get the drone up, and I'll cut back with you guys when we get it going.
Packed up the truck, left the old farm behind. Oh, high winds blowing, freedom on my mind. Fields are wide, sky stretches forever. A new start, a life I'll treasure. On my new homestead, I'm carving my way. From sunrise to sunset, I work every day. Every fence I build, every seed I sow. This is my story, my life to grow. Old barn walls rising, the tractor hums low. The smell of fresh dirt, where the crops will grow. Chicken coop in the corner, the garden in line. Every little step, this life is mine. On my new homestead, I'm carving my way. From sunrise to sunset, I work every day. Every fence I build, every seed I sow. This is my story, my life to grow. Sing. The stars over Ohio make my heart take wing. Dreams aren't given, they're built with hands. In the quiet of the fields, I understand. Neighbors wave from the road, dogs run free. A place to call home for my family and me. From broken ground, I'll raise my pride. Here on this homestead with nothing to hide. On my new homestead, I'm carving my way. From sunrise to sunset, I work every day. Every fence I build, every seed I sow. This is my story, First light creeping through the old barn door, stealing diesel hum I can't ignore. Coffee in my hand, I step outside, watch the dew burn off as the day comes alive. I'm cutting grass, just me and my lamb, sun on my back wheel in my hand. The world slows down and a green rose run. I'm painting lines in the sun. Fence lines hum with the radio's tone. That old John Deere's got a heart of its own. Sweat on my brow, sky burning gold. Nothing on earth feels this bold. Dust in the wind, the day's near done. Shadows stretch along neath a tired sun. Tomorrow come and I'll do it again. Just me, the land, and my old green friend. First light creeping through the old barn door, stealing diesel hum I can't ignore. Coffee in my hand, I step outside, watch the dew burn off as the day comes alive. Fence lines hum with the radio's tone. That old John Deere's got a heart of its own. Sweat on my brow, sky burning gold. Nothing on earth feels this bold. Dust in the wind, the day's near done. Shadows stretch along neath a tired sun. Tomorrow come and I'll do it again. Just me, the land, and my old green friend. I'm cutting grass, watching time unwind. Each pass a rhythm, each turn a line. The sun dips low, but the work ain't done. Still painting green lines in the sun.
Alright, we got that little section done, and I think, let's see how we doing on time. We're about 44 minutes. Want to go check the greenhouse again. Yeah, this grass looks like it'll be okay for feed, but I want to go check on the greenhouse, and now we just got to figure out how we're going to pick up the grass. That's going to be next episode problem, not today's problem. So I just want to see how much water this greenhouse is using. Let's see, it's hardly moved any. Then again, we just put it in before we cut that, so not too bad for that. So let's see, let's go ahead and let's have a quick face-to-face chat. So that's the first episode for the Homestead series. I hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you want to stick around and see what's going to happen next, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be posting videos Monday through Friday on this series. And I'll have Crest2's info down below in the description, as he's the one that created this challenge. And I will have... I'll not this first episode, but I'll probably start putting in what mods I'm using in that description as well, in case you guys want to know what that is. But that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.